Let's find out more about the growth of Uber and, of course, AirBNB. We've got Joshua Strawczynski on the line. Joshua, did I get that correct, that pronunciation of your name?
You did very well.
Good on you, mate. You're from JMarketing. Now, how do we battle? You might be aware of the discussion we've been having about Uber this morning, and it's officially illegal, but many people are using it, as they are with Airbnb. What do we do about these apps? And governments need to really embrace it and sort of work with them somehow. I don't have the answers, but they need to do something because they're sure not going to beat it.
It's really interesting. I had this discussion with Darren Hinch just recently, and my position has always been the same, that competition is inherently good in any society. When it comes to business, if we have competition coming in, it makes the businesses strive to be better. The consumers get a better outcome. And yes, it means a little bit of temporary displacement. But on the whole, we're pushing into a better outcome for everybody overall. So we don't need to battle against it. We need to embrace it, and we need to work out how to get the most out of it for society.
How would you approach that? Let's look at Uber.
Yeah. I'm actually I'm a user of Uber. I put my staff into Ubers. I'm a big, big fan. I certainly have heard some of the previous callers, the taxi drivers, who were concerned about it, and I understand their concern. But what I would be looking at is the fundamental issue that caused people to be upset with taxis in the first place. And there were a lot of subjective views before, but one of the fundamental ones is that it costs $525,000 to buy a taxi license right now.
That's right, and that's not their fault. That's the state government.
That's right, $525,000. That's a lot of spondooey to put into just getting the license. Now, if you buy any other business, a restaurant, say, for that sort of cash, what you're going to do is strip the cost out of the business, get the cheapest staff in that you possibly can, cut corners everywhere. You've got to get your cash back. Now, Uber has taken a different approach. They've said, why don't we keep the cost base really low and we'll work on a high service setup. We can even charge a little bit less to get away with it. So the question that I'd pose back to you is, what's the learning that we can take there? And can the government come to the party here and say, maybe we don't need to be charging $500,000 for a license. Maybe we can be the ones that push this forward in a positive way for both taxis and any other disruption industries.
And I guess they need to do the same with Airbnb too, don't they, really?
Again, huge fan of Airbnb. It's an opportunity. It's shaking up the hotels industry. And
which were originally shaken up a little bit by What If and some of those booking apps, and now they've got another one coming at them with Airbnb.
Yeah, exactly right. And I want to really push home this point that it's better for consumers. Again, take all the subjective, it's cleaner, it's nicer arguments out of it. They're all by the by. Look at the electricity market. Go back 10 years ago, and 90+% of Australians didn't even know that they could get cheaper electricity.
No.
Then enter people into the market like GoSwitch electricity comparison. You can go on their site, they'll tell you exactly who the cheapest provider is, and you can call them up, will save yourself $1,000. That was good for society, and yet it came under intense scrutiny. Charity's the same. We see people moving away from charity muggers, the guys that ask you for cash on the street. They're now bringing in less money than ever before, and we're seeing people like Kiva come in who will actually give your donation back to you once the microfinancing's been paid back, or Thank You Water, who are now selling a product in order to give money back to society.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So
inherently, it's better.
The message here is governments who, in this instance with the cab industry, need to get down to business and embrace it and work with it and work a way around it rather than just let two sides battle it out. Listen, Joshua, time's beat me. Thank you for coming on and talking with me this morning. You've got a website, no doubt, that we can have a look at?
JMarketing.com.au. It's temporary at the moment, but I'd love to hear from anyone who wants to chat.
Good on you, Joshua. Lovely to talk with you. Joshua Strawczynski from JMarketing. This is News Talk 4BC. Our spin cycle are next.